Welcome to Mike Nierychlo Online, sharing my love for people, definitely wine, food, and all things made passionately. So today's show, we're hanging out with a couple individuals from Hester Creek, a couple fairly important individuals from Hester Creek. So we've got Mark Sheridan, their newest general manager, and Rob Summers, a winemaker. So welcome, gentlemen. I appreciate
nice to meet you, Mike. Yeah, great to be here.
Yeah,
great to be here.
Excited to hang out with you guys.
That's quite an introduction. So.
There you go. Whatever, we're BC, Okanagan, just here to chill out, right?
There you go.
Cool. So, start with you, Mark. Hester Creek, you're here with Hester Creek. You obviously come from Australia.
Yeah, a bit of a giveaway
yeah,
there, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
A little bit. Hey?
Yeah.
What got you into wine?
You know, Mike, it's interesting. My father was actually in the wine industry, so wine has been part of my family since I was a little guy. You know, I remember sitting on my dad's lap at Sunday lunch, and I have a little sip of wine. So it's always been part of my upbringing and part of my family. And you know, as I grew up, I came from the Barossa Valley, big grape growing region in Australia, and just loved the sort of the science of the growing of the grapes, and then being able to look back at products and say, oh, I remember that 4 years ago. I remember what we did in the vineyard, and how it changes and how it's dynamic. And so, you know, the science of growing the grapes, and then being able to sit down, relax, and reflect on you know, the challenges of the growing season and what you did, and you know. It's just a great lifestyle, food, wine. We really enjoy it. So.
Yeah, I mean, the three things together: people, wine, food.
Pretty
kind of
much,
complete yourself, and
yeah.
I mean, we all fall in love with that aspect of wine. It's kind of, I think, what draws us all in.
And then when you combine that with the South Okanagan and where we live,
no complaints
it's,
there.
It's a great combination.
Exactly. And Rob Summers, you've been making wine for Hester Creek for some time now.
Since 2006, so almost 5 years now.
Yeah, the same question. How did you get yourself into wine? You came here from back east?
Yeah, from Ontario, actually, Niagara region. It's actually, I got into beer first. In high school, I was making...
Didn't we all get into beer?
Yeah.
Really cold stuff at the party, and you got it down.
We were making a lot of beer in our basement, and you know, that type of thing. And then I went to Guelph to study food science, because I like engineering, I like chemistry, and like microbiology, and I thought that would roll all of those things I liked into one. My second year at university, I got into wine, and that was pretty well it. So
never look back.
And then I thought, you know what, wine's much more interesting than beer. Although beer is very interesting, but wine, there's a larger agricultural, you know, the vines in the vineyard play for a winemaker. Whereas beer, you kind of get your hops and everything delivered. Of course, there's specs, right? But so that's really what drew me into the wine industry. You know, the fact that there's microbiology, chemistry, you know, vineyard management, vineyards, plants. And also the creative side. There's a very creative side to making wine. It's not like working in a dairy where it's, you know, it's all driven by QC and specs. Yeah. So there's a very creative element to winemaking, which I like too, and a very science element. So that's really what got me into it. And then like you said, once you get into it and just enjoying it, watching people enjoy it, having it with food, just a great experience. It's a lifestyle, right?
For sure. So Rob and Mark, Hester Creek are here. We're featuring some new labels and stuff with Hester Creek. They're kind of transformed. They've got a whole new facility they've put it up there. A whole bunch of new aspects going on at Hester Creek. Restaurant, a lot more entertaining things. Some really neat villas to stay. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time for us, Mike. We've built a new winery that was built and set up and established. Our first crush was in 2009, September 2009. Beautiful facility right on the Golden Mile Bench. It's tucked into the hill, buried into the mountain, natural soil on top. We get the cooling effect, geothermal, beautiful views of the valley below.
Absolutely.
So new winery, we have 6 guest villas up above the winery. Beautiful bed and breakfast villas that you can see from a Sawyers Lake all the way back up to the north of the valley. So new villas, winery. We have a demonstration cooking classes in our winery, Mike. We have a kitchen, intimate kitchen, 14 seats.
Oh wow!
People come in, they sit down. We get some guest chefs in, and there's great interaction there. And you're sitting right there with the chef, talking about the food and the wine pairings. We're having a restaurant opening up in April of this year, which really completes that circle of the whole food and wine experience. And that's what we want people to be able to have when they come to Hester Creek, is to come, stay, relax, take in a cooking class, sit on our beautiful patio at our winery. We've got an amphitheatre where we have summer concerts, and now stay in the restaurant as well to eat. So it was time to look at our labels. and really you know, grow our labels and adapt our labels to what we now are as a winery and as a company and as a destination.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot of research and a lot of you know, back and forth, and there's a lot of work goes into a design, and you truly want it to be reflective of what we are as a company. And we think we've achieved that.
These here are your old labels,
right?
Right. Old labels, they're kind of finished with those, and they're moving on to the new labels, as Mark was just describing, and it's kind of a nice new reflection of the whole vineyard and facility they're doing as well. What Hester Creek is doing, and I really like this, I think it's really cool, is you guys are kind of putting the three together. It's all people, wine, and food, the whole experience. Come, chill out, learn more about food, learn more about wine, but have a really relaxed, chill time. You're not trying to scare people away or intimidate them. You're just trying to say, hey, let's chill out, let's have some wine and food together.
And that's really, you know, our winery, when you come and you sit there and you experience it, there's a real sense of old world tranquility, timeless elegance, quality. You know, a time when things aren't so fast. We've all got such a fast-paced life and everything else. And so, you know, that's also a reflection in our label of more of that old world tranquility, quality. And that's what we want people to experience at the end of the day. Come out there and really get a connection with us. There's lots of wine out there on the market. We want people to be able to come and understand this is where the wine is made. This is what is unique about the wine. It's a real reflection of what our terroir and the people that make it and grow it and live it.
Yeah, and as we're saying, we're tasting one of Rob's babies here. Like I said, we can only talk about this for so long. We got to taste them. You guys are doing too. So
you bet.
So Rob, tell us about what we're tasting today. We're starting with what this year is 2009 Pinot Blanc.
Yeah, we're starting with the 2009 Pinot Blanc. Pinot Blanc from Hester Creek is a bit of our flagship wine. We have a large 10-acre block of Pinot Blanc with some vines that were planted in the early 70s. And the other vines were planted 12, 14 years ago. So we call those young vines, but really, in the sense, they're not that young when they're 12 years old. So this wine comes from that block. We really want to capture the fruit flavor and the essence of the terroir. So the winemaking is very gentle, slow, calm fermentations, no malolactic, no extended lees contact. Just making the wine to really show itself.
A nice fresh,
crisp, great wine for BC cuisine with the seafood and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also a great sipping wine too. On a summer day or a fall day or a spring day.
Whenever wine is always
Christmas.
For sure. Now, I'm curious your opinion on this, but I've heard from a lot of people say Pinot Blanc is a grape that does really well in the Okanagan.
I believe it does, and even when we are in Ontario as winemakers, and when we could get our hands on any BC wine, which was Pinot Gris or Pinot Blanc, we would buy it by the case. Me and my friends, which were all winemakers, we loved it. The Pinot Blancs out here are, they range in style, of course, due to the winemaking, but the grape itself is a great grape to work with, and you can see here with this wine the flavors, the acidity, that little bit of flintiness. Not over the top, very refreshing, and you want to drink more of it.
It's a nice wine, like you say, it's got this nice softness to it, mixed with this really nice tart, food-friendly acidity, a nice kind of lemon crispness coming through, a lot of sort of melon, almost like honeydew or something like that. Elegant wine, and that's what I found with Hester Creek's Pinot Blanc, is they've always been consistent. It's always been a nice, favorable Pinot Blanc, very approachable wine. A lot of people really enjoyed it.
I think that's also a reflection of the age of the vineyards too, Mike, and you get that consistency when you have an old vineyard and vines that are obviously well suited to the location. You're not getting those yearly fluctuations that you may with a younger vineyard.
Absolutely.
And that acidity and that hallmark sort of minerality is something that is really unique to our location.
This would be a diverse wine. This would work so well with your chickens, your poultry, things like that. It would be excellent with your seafoods, your shellfish. It's very, I think, diverse with whatever food.
Yeah, very food friendly.
Perfect, like sit by the pool patio sipper as well.
Absolutely.
So, what's the next one we're tasting here?
The next one now is our 2009 Merlot, Cab Merlot.
Cab Merlot.
So it's a blend of Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Merlot.
Okay.
The 09 vintage again with that, a little bit cooler summer and then the warm fall. We really got some really nice, bright fruit characters coming out. And we have some special fermenters that we purchased from Italy that are called Gamma Medis, which actually use the gas from the fermentation, the CO2 evolved, to mix themselves. So very thorough but gentle mixing.
I remember seeing those when I was there with you, and they're really neat pieces of equipment. And they're very gentle on the wine. They
gentle
allow the
but
wine
thorough. I know that's a bit of a contradiction, but
what
it allows us to do is really to get pull those fruit flavors out of the grapes. We get some good tannin structure, but not overly green or not overly aggressive tannins. And and this wine is really made to be approachable. It's a non-pretentious red wine. It's sort of it's my definitely go-to wine for red.
Definitely very nice. Like you said, yeah, the tannin structure is there. It's nice, gives it some body, but again, a very approachable wine. It's got some really nice fruit coming through. A lot of that just kind of almost like a cherry jam or preserve sort of thing. Really nice, almost brown sugar. That kind of it's a nice wine.
Thank you.
Again, very approachable. I think a lot of people would like both these wines. I don't think you'd find many people who wouldn't like either of these wines. What are the price point we're looking at on either of these?
On the Cab Merlot, we're at $15.99.
I mean, that's a brilliant price. Definitely a go-to for that. Yeah.
And on the Pinot Blanc, we're also at $15.99.
Yeah.
On the Pinot Blanc.
No, you can't really complain about that. Cool. Now, we mentioned labels. You guys have a few different wines you're coming out with. What are they called? The Judge and Character?
Yeah, we're pretty excited. We're coming out in April, launching at the Vancouver Wine Fest, the Playhouse, 3 new products.
Yeah.
So first of all, we're coming out with our high-end red.
Yeah.
Red blend. It's called the Judge. A little bit of a play on words there, Mike. Approach the bench, Gold Mile bench.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a significant thing we probably should mention. South Okanagan, you guys are located on the Golden Mile bench, one of kind of the known premier areas of Canada for making
Absolutely.
wine. Yeah,
and in fact, Hester Creek, the actual creek, forms our southern boundary.
There you go.
So right in the heart of the Golden Mile. And again, for us, it's all about our location and that's why we wanted to use that play on words there.
Yeah, I like that.
So we're coming out with a 2007. So Rob's been working on this product for 3 or so years.
That's great. Yeah.
When he goes out in the back of the winery there and is working away on those special barrels, we know what he's doing.
That's exciting to see, though, that you guys it doesn't seem like you're releasing it too early. I like that.
Well, no, I think, and the idea of this wine too is it has quite a bit of, we're allowed to extract quite a bit of tannins from the red fermenters and then into the barrels, and long barrel maturation, right? So 12 months as separate components, Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot. Then we go on and select out the best barrels, make the blend, and then we barrel it back down for another 12 months. So quite a bit of maturing in the oak, and not so much for the oak, flavors, but more for the maturation. And when you try that one, you'll see that there's a nice, aged character to it. Yet there's a very firm structure, and there's still some fruit notes coming through. For me, it's kind of one of those little, projects that you like to do as a winemaker, and having our, the estate right there and working with that. I had that in my mind when I joined Hester Creek in 2006, that we'd be able to do that product and also the other 2 products that Mark's going to talk about here. So.
For sure, yeah. So the Judge, and what's the other ones?
The other 2 are coming out with an estate red blend, an estate white blend.
Okay.
Red character, white character. And the character is really, these are blends that are truly unique to Hester Creek.
So we're saying we're tasting Hester Creek in that bottle.
We're tasting Hester Creek, and that's really what it's all about. There's a lot of blends out there in the marketplace. These are 2 blends that we feel are a true reflection of what our location is, and also, the people behind it. And so it's truly a reflection of our character.
Yeah, and one thing that makes, especially your new white blend character coming out, very unique, is you guys are doing Trebbiano as well, which is a grape that is pretty much unheard of in BC. Nobody else is really planting Trebbiano. And yours has done fairly well, even as a single varietal.
Right.
But now, we're seeing that in the blend as well, and that makes it truly unique to Hester Creek.
Yeah, absolutely. The price points on those are $19.99, so very affordable and really unique for what Hester Creek is all about. We're really excited about our new products coming out in April. So.
Excellent. Oh, for sure. So make sure if you're looking around at liquor store, whatever, look for some Hester Creek wines. You won't be disappointed. They're making some really nice products. I'm super excited about your new release at the Fall Wine Festival. Super stoked to taste some of those too. It's going to be neat.
Thank you.
Cool.
And,
so go ahead.
We're really looking forward to this summer, and we've got lots of concerts going on out there, cooking classes, and if you haven't been out to Hester Creek, come on out, and it's just a beautiful location.
Excellent. And Hester Creek's got a brilliant website as well. It also reflects the winery really well. What's the website for you?
HesterCreek.com.
HesterCreek.com.
Yep.
We'll have that below the video for you, so just check below. You can click straight on it and go check out HesterCreek.com. Yeah,
that'd be great.
Be good to go. Well, thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
Anything else you want to add?
Thank you.
Great. Well, here is to your continued success at Hester Creek. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Looking forward to 2011. And looking forward to see what you have to offer.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you everybody so much for watching today. And remember, wine, deep potential sized. We'll see you on the next episode.